And reporting to you guys directly from inside of the map, it is going to be map number 2 going live here in the third and final series of the day, of day number 3 of the Perfect World Oceanic League 2020. My name is Blair. Joining me is going to be my beautiful partner in the form of Tom Biz. And you are beautiful, Tom. Don't let Mitch get you down. But it is gonna be the second map here, the map pick of Order. And that was something which surprised a lot of us, at least me in particular. I was like, wait, why did you pick a map where you have a 25% win rate on? You haven't really done much with this. And you're facing off against a team who have beaten you on this map in the past. So either they have something very special planned for us here today, or we might be seeing a map number 3.
Yeah, I guess the way you have to look at it is more deeply into the results rather than just looking at the number. Because you look at a 1 in 5 map victory, that's pretty poor. Now, the losses are to Renegades, 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 and Rooster. Now, granted, they are playing Rooster, so some people might be looking at that going, oh, well, one of them is pretty important loss. But the losses to Renegades they lost 16-14, 19-17, and okay, 16-10, but that was the longest ago. All the rest were in August. The loss they had to Rooster, I'm going to say that they probably learned a lot from that. And I think that's the thing. Like, if you learn a lot from your sort of mistakes and you come back and you work on the map, then, yeah, next time you pick into it, the chances are you're going to just write that one off as a bit of a mistake from your point. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they have to offer on this one, because if they come in and it's the same result, then, yeah, sure, they're going to look a little bit silly. You could say they'd have egg on their face. But realistically, if they come back and win this, we might be the ones to look a little bit silly.
Or, yeah, let's see if that's going to be the case. I like how ASAP walked up towards mid to gather some information. Netic not getting spotted out, and ASAP's going to find one, and they haven't checked him yet, but Gyra up close, finally. Off to a good start for Mr. Gyra, who had a map he's probably would be looking to forget very, very quickly. Gyra playing up close, but ASAP smells him out, and Alex and Ricky, they're going to strike in tandem. Now it's a 2v2. Danny G is going to be the last man left standing. He knows where one is. He knows where the second is as well. The bomb will be finally planted, though. And now Danny G has got the kit, has got Kevlar, but they're going to face him together. And Alistair with a double alongside Ricky.
Yeah, strong start to the net, especially when you consider that, well, that player around the corner seemed to have a lot of opportunities to potentially do some damage. Also, getting off to a strong start on the T side as well is going to be fairly important on this map. This is still where I expect to see the majority of the rounds. Like, I think there's so many opportunities for teams, especially when it comes to that A site, and you have to have a very strong retake. I think that might be something that they've taken into consideration as well, is the fact that, yeah, sure, in terms of the individuals we have on the side of Roosters, they are a good squad, but a lot of the strategy sometimes is where things sometimes go a little bit wrong. They're very reliant on their individuals. Also, this is a map where a lot of the time your AWPer is going to be somewhat null and void. Like, it's not the best map for AWPing. There are angles to do it. There are positions you can put it into play, but you're not putting up there with a Dust 2 or a Train or even a Mirage for that matter. So although it may nullify Alistair a little bit, I feel like it's going to do far more damage to Chelios, who, as said, not been that impressive so far. Alistair, though, he might be getting an AWP sooner rather than later, Blair.
Hey, you know what? Points for using MP5, man.
Minus points, maybe.
Shush. He got 3 kills with it, and guess what? He gets SMG bonus money as well with that, unlike the P90. So you're right. He might get the op out as whenever he wants, but he's gonna hold on to the MP5. I can respect that. He's still over the Mac 10.
Playing on hard mode because it's trash.
It's silence. You won't know where the bullets are coming from.
Well, they would if they're looking at him. They're USPs. Technically, he shouldn't have known where they were coming from either, but that wasn't the case. It's just a bad MP7.
Ooh, that's great, though. ASAP, a little bit of aggression. He finds one, sticks around, gets a second, and Scylla from below. It's not able to do much. At least the AK-47 will be retrieved, and Alistair. Okay, all right, Danny. That's, yeah,
that's
okay.
Right. Get out of the server. Of course, this is a bonus round, so there's not too many of these on a lot of occasions. It's important for the CT side to keep this squeaky clean, and for Gerard, it's important that he does some damage. Try and remove some of these weapons. Force them to rebuy something, at least. You don't want to give them a flawless round, and there you go. An extra frag to start things off. As Netic fairly low on HP as well. They have to be careful not to throw away too many weapons. That's a really nice peek, but he's eventually going to be shut down. However, that is not bad because they have enough money to buy into this next round anyway. Sure, they lost some SMGs. They lost an AK or two along the way. But this is now where Order have the chance to break back.
Yeah, of course, considering it was kind of like the mini bonus round, I don't think Order going to be too worried about this. And for the side of Rooster, again, bear in mind, they lost a couple of players, so the money's still not in the best of places. Nice hold, though. One thing I gotta say about the players of Rooster, man, like, sure, they might make a few mistakes here and there, like, especially on the CD side, but individually, these guys are something else, as Danny G, again! Another kill through the smoke, helped out by Chelios, and this battle for ramp through the smoke, it's going the way of the CTs time and time again. I know it's just been 2 rounds, but okay, maybe that was a little bit too much, Chelios. That's when he fall back. Especially when you know the smoke's fading away and there's an AWP on the other side in the hands of someone called Alistair. Not worth it. Why do you face?
I'm not facing this. It makes me feel very uneasy. Especially with Danny G being so low. I will say that his current angle is a little bit of an off angle. I don't think they're going to be expecting this at all. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody playing in this little back corner. It's a bit dirty, in fact. It's right in the little slither of space. He's definitely been on his diet, but there you go. He actually gets spotted out. So the risk wasn't worth the reward. It's gone from a 5v3 blender to 3-on-3 just from audacious positions. Thankfully for Ricky, he's now put them back in the round.
Well, Gyra gonna have to lead the charge. Ricky's gonna be the bait here, and Gyra needs to trade, and he will indeed. Ricky taking 1 for the team, but there's another player nearby, though. Looking at how low Gyra is. It's a tag. ASAP from behind. That's a free frag for him. And now Gyra, is he gonna just stick this? Yes, he is. So a little bit of bonus money, but the round will be won by Rooster. For the side of Order, that plant might just allow them to go for a full-fledged force, but if I'm them, I'm just going for kind of like a half buy here. Really not worth investing full-fledged, considering there's only like $3,000 on a couple of players, or 3 players in fact, but it's not enough for a investment. So maybe Tech-9s, maybe a few Deagles coming out here. They can still do some damage to the economy of Rooster.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that round, especially from Rooster, is one where they could have made things really clean. Like, they get very early 5-on-3. Initial aggression is perfect. It's the next parts of their round that just make me feel a bit uneasy. Like, they're unnecessary faces. This is a much faster push, though, from the remaining players on the T side. You still are looking to try and lead the charge. The Molotovs, though, are going to hold them back. Now, they've at least gained control of the ramp. They forced a big rotation. And Ricky, he's always in annoying positions. He's just trying to lurk behind them. That battle is one that, I don't think you're ever really going to win unless some sort of, mythical deity is on your side to guide your bullets into the face of Danny G. But nonetheless, all of this kerfuffle has gained some space for Ricky, as said. Like, he's managed to get all the way through towards that B site. There is, however, 2 players now in the close vicinity.
Ow! Oh, okay. Unfortunate timing to Priscilla, who's getting really that.
Head up, King.
Okay, all right, Tom. It's because of his lack of.
All bald people stick together, Blair. It is
really.
It is the truth. Yeah,
I could come up with a couple of names where you'd be like, yeah, maybe not him, but anyway, Jara gets a kill on the netting. The Deagle's gonna shine with the Molotov. There we go. But the Molotov's going to keep them at bay, continuing to hold W. Our in Valiance, but Chelios is there to hold the line. It's all in Valiance here, and he's going to get, well, pretty much triple peak. Nothing he can do as Rooster. Get to round number 3. Not really a scare there, but for Order, they get a couple of kills. Going to be happy with that. It was just the pistols being invested, and now the buy is going to be coming out once more. I'm trying to think of, like, evil bald people, but no one really comes to mind. A couple do, but I really don't want to bring up their names on stream.
Yeah, no, I've thought of a couple as well, but again, they are not leaving my lips. while we are live. So yes,
You can text me.
All people are good people. Here we go. It's gonna be a fast play once again, and it's Danny G.
Oh my god!
To send them packing. The thing is, though, I'm gonna say Valiant's managed to thread the needle, but not for long. Now Ricky and Gerard are left elsewhere in a bit of trouble. Again, not really sure what was expected of that.
Can we like I mean, at this point, I would like Order to maybe not just go for this fight, because you can call it luck, you can call it, you know, a good lineup, but Rooster winning so many duels through the smoke, through this initial scuffle over this A-ramp area. So maybe, you know, I'd like to see a little bit of like, I don't know, a mid posturing or something, to trying to get some mid control, maybe potentially trying to go for a faster hit towards B, because this ain't working right now. They won the first 2 rounds, but Rooster, they're slowly winning these rounds more and more confidently, right? The first couple of rounds was scrappy. It was like 2 players staying alive. It was very close, and then they kept 3 alive, and that one is much more comfortable, much more convincing for the Rooster side. That is a scary proposition if you're Order. It is your map pick. Remember that.
Well, again, we talk about these rounds more being about cost than anything else. They've been able to invest a bit more than maybe we would have seen previously, mainly because of the loss bonus that's building up. But hey, we're starting to see again the Roosters show that there's some real strength within these players. ADK trying to confuse us as much as possible. The 1 letter difference makes all the difference, it seems. The remaining players, I feel like I want to see more of those faster rounds attempted in their Antico rounds, because stuff like this, not only is it very boring to watch, but also it doesn't really get much done. Like, at least we saw like Ustilla managed to overwhelm 1 player with the Tech 9. This is basically just them hoping that someone makes a mistake and whiffs their shots, or maybe gets a lucky 1D, which I'm sure it's happened in the past, but in this sort of manner, they're given a lot of time to rotate. They can use their utility and basically just buy a lot of time. Like, in fact, there's 25 seconds up and coming on the clock now.
Yeah, and yeah, this defense, I don't see it cracking anytime soon. We have another player joining this defense, and Gyra. Yeah, not much you can do. You need to land the 1 dig for that to even be feasible, and Alistair is going to be left alone. He is a star. But this time around, the star is not going to shine. 5-2 for Rooster. Keep all 5 players alive. And Tom, considering how close the first couple of rounds Rooster won were, and we're like, you know what, Order can just force up and try and break their economy. The money's looking very solid right now.
Yeah, a 5-2 scoreline, a 5-round streak, in fact, and well, since those early rounds, we've not really seen anything from Order on the T side, and this is the thing. Like, I expect big things from a team picking the likes of Vertigo on the T side, because that's where we do see a lot of domination when it comes to this map. At least in a lot of the different changes that have been made, it doesn't seem like there's been much of a hold within this CT side for the majority of rosters. Alistair already having a teammate lost, and Danny G, he's just ducked his way out of there already. He's put a spanner in the works, he's caught a player, he's wasting utility, and by the looks of it, he's even going to escape.
Great escape. This rookie trying to find something. We do see the players starting to slowly potentially fall back again towards a Alistair, trying to find this, trying to work something. But ADK, again, the aggression. ADK lucky to stay alive there, gets legged by Alistair, but he will stay alive indeed. 50 seconds, still some time to work with Danny's position here. Tom. Oh. I want to see Gyra's POV later on.
I don't think you'll see much more than what you just saw there, but nonetheless, they found an entry in the latter stages of the round. 30 seconds for them to try and make this play onto the A site. Nades being expended. PK being slightly more aggressive here. He's got to be careful because Ricky's all the way out. I think he was waiting to try and deny the plant, and instead Ricky has saved the day. Again, he was the star in my eyes. We may not have given him the MVP, but he was definitely deserving of it in the last map. Nice nade dunked out, though. It's actually going to be ASAP to take down Gerard with a little bit of help from Alistair. Not sure what went on there. A little bit of team damage. Netic has caught another one. And now Ricky's all that remain. The man that kicked it off with the entry now has to try and save them here. The time is ticking. He's trying to fall back, but he's not going to be able to. Netic with a double. He has the time comfortably as well to defuse the bomb. And they are going to get their sixth. This one was much closer for Order. But I'm almost left with a bitter taste in my mouth. How did they lose that 2v3 with only what, like 15, 20 seconds left?
20 seconds left, yeah. It was just a good retake and also like a kind of a weird crossfire, if you ask me. I want to see Jar's POV right now. We're not going to see that. All right, let's look at this, right? Great nade. They find a kill. Now it's a 2v3. Oh, this was that's a great shot from Chelios. Maybe we just like wait for them to tap the bomb, perhaps, so you isolate it and make it a 1v3 for the one guy. Yeah, there's no need to go for that. It's a 2v3. One guy has to tap the bomb and maybe try to stick it, and that means there's one CT defender, and you can all peek together. But again, it's always easier in hindsight. Maybe they were like, you know what, you just shut it down before they even get close to the bomb. But Rooster, yeah, they're looking good right now. But Ricky with the AWP, he's gonna find one. Chelios will fall. Danny's still sticking around. Danny, he just doesn't give a solitary F, does he?
No. It seems like he's giving the likes of JW a run for his money when it comes to the level of aggression. See, now that off angle, right? It was a surprise the first time, and it still didn't work. It's not a surprise anymore. So I don't really know why you would commit to that angle for a second time. Like, it's sort of like, if you go behind the sandbags and you manage to catch them off, the chances are you never want to play sandbags again for the rest of the map because they're just going to Molotov it every single time. That is an even more audacious angle than sandbags because you're not even really hidden. So the fact that he goes there again and it's like, they'll never suspect this, is like, they literally killed you last time and you were hidden. So this time, there's no way that was ever going to work. I do appreciate the fact that he has that level of confidence or just has so much doubt in his opposition's ability to check, but that's too much for me.
I want to see like Danny G wearing a t-shirt like with JW's face saying JW who? Yeah, this guy's a little unreasonable.
Or like, and it needs to be cheesier. It needs to be like, I taught JW everything he knows. Like one of those like really cringy shirts.
I feel like the guys from Rooster would just revel in cringe. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah. Not being able to say
live, love, rush B.
Oh god.
I bet that exists as well. That's the worst thing. They're one of those like crappy rip-off t-shirt companies where they just like they'll put anything on a t-shirt.
I think the funniest ones are the ones where it's like the play. It's like a random year. It's a name of a college, and then like some random phrase beneath that. It's like they play some.
Have you ever watched Cold Ones at the YouTube channel?
Oh no! I mean, I've heard of them, but I haven't watched
they made a t-shirt. I'll say it after this. Chelios looks like he's about to wreck some face.
Bro, fall back, bro.
He's got this. There's no such thing as falling back. Live, laugh, rush. Remember? But yeah, basically they made a t-shirt that was mocking Pickle Rick, sort of. They knew they couldn't do it, so it was Cucumber Joe, and it was a cucumber that looked like Joe from Family Guy, and people ripped off that t-shirt, put Cucumber Joe on a t-shirt, and then put like a broccoli, and it was like, this makes no sense. You failed at ripping something off.
That's what I love, dude. I remember like you know Lee Jeans, right? Obviously, LEE. I remember like once I was a kid and went to the flea market and they were like, "Oh, Lee Jeans for sale." I look up and it looks legit. You know, the lettering, the fonts, everything look the same. But instead of Lee, LEE, it's LI. It was like 5% the price of the original, so I bought it anyway. It lasted like a couple of days and just fell apart. I think I got a rash from it as well. Anyway, Chelios finds one on his stillers, looking for more. This man just sticks around. Yeah, you kind of deserve that, Chelios. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's
just
planted.
about.
Oh, and it's a 1v2 now. Ricky, the veteran, once more. Can he clutch this one out? 1v2. Netic's head gets spotted out, and Netic is going for the duel here. He's creaking around the corner, and Rick is sticking around, and it's going to come out on top. As Order, they find round number 4.
It's bold, but I like it. I like it. That's a good play from Ricky. I want to bring one up because my dad, well, he'll probably never hear this, but he'd be proud of this. He used to like buying like knockoff stuff, which he just thought was funny. And he found some Lacoste sunglasses, but it was a crocodile with the mouth closed instead of open. That was what they did. They just closed the mouth. And then even wrote Lacoste on it. It was like, it's the laziest thing I've ever seen.
Well, technically, I mean, you can't catch them for like...
Well, you can. You're using the brand name.
True,
you
true,
can't,
true,
like,
you are.
why even change it at that point?
But at least the Lee Jeans works, right? Like, it sounds the same. It's an eye. Man, some of the knockoff stuff I bought, like, it's ridiculous. It's fun, though. I think... I can kind of agree with your dad, but right now it's kind of one of those rounds. I don't see this going the way of Rooster, because Order have been pretty solid, especially on these anti-ecos, even on Mirage, even though it was a very close series. One by one, they're getting picked apart. It would be crushing, though. Imagine if you're Rooster and you kind of wind up losing this half, considering the lead you had, how convincing you were looking. And we did talk about the money as well. It's still so aware, by the way. But yeah, we talked about the money earlier on. It just got whittled away in the past 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah, a few close ones and then a few clutches going the way of the T side. Even that one round where they managed to like sneak it through by losing that 2 versus 3. It ends up hurting them in the long run. Now, obviously, I'm not saying you should have intentionally lost that round. Like, that's ridiculous. But at the same time, in hindsight, you go, okay, that actually did more harm than good. Because it reset their economy far harder than it would have done. And now the CT side, well, they are going to be coming back. Glass Cannon AWP for Chelios. As you mentioned, like, the reason he is 7-7 right now is because most times he gets the opening pick. And then he dies by re-peeking. So I almost want somebody to just be behind him and just go, like, that'll do. That'll do. Like, come on. I'm imagining it like, that'll do donkey, but I was...
Whenever anyone says that'll do, it reminds me of Babe, the movie. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Fair enough.
It's a sweet movie. I love that movie, honestly. It's one of those rare feel-good movies. And before the advent of, like, weird CGI. I don't like any of the newer movies where like it's like, oh, this is like the next generation of CGI. Look at the Lion King and look at how good it looks. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyway,
I do like Christopher Walken singing though as a big monkey. That made me very happy.
Anything with Christopher Walken is amazing.
That's true. Yeah, I guess it's the sort of like the free win for any movie. It's just like, oh, we have Christopher Walken. It's like, yeah, fair enough. Or I'm gonna watch it. Chelios, this time.
Is it a bad movie?
He doesn't even get one.
Movie. Yeah, and he was done there from that spot, especially when you have an AWP, there's no one nearby. They didn't Molotov him. They just kind of made him feel very uncomfortable. Good trades coming in, and Netic left alone. They're going to have to go for just some pistol buys again. Round's done. And Order, they've tied things up. It was looking a little worrying for the for Silona's men, but they have struck back. And more importantly, Tom, they have done it while, at least in the past few rounds, they've kept a lot of the players alive, meaning the money is looking pretty solid as well. And for the side of Rooster, now it's more like, can we get to 7 rounds? Can we get to 8 rounds?
Yeah, this is one of those things as well, where we saw a 6-round streak after the pistol. And in the last game, I was much more impressed with Rooster, I guess you could say. Like, I feel like some of the rounds they were losing, they were fairly hard done by, which I guess you could say in some of the clutches they've lost here. But at the same time, there have been cleaner rounds. There have been better rounds for Order. So I'm feeling a little bit more confident in their ability on this map. Whereas I think if you look back to Mirage, I think that they were much more deserved of the win when it came to Rooster there. 6-6, Order continue to stride forward, and unfortunately for Rooster, again, financially, they're not in the best of spots.
Yeah, indeed, they're not. And something's changed. And I mean, taking nothing away. Also, it's great to see Gyra really like step it up, right? Considering Mirage was just a map, one of the worst maps I guess he would have played, especially in a must-win game. He's really coming to his own here over on the 11 kills already for him. I think it might even be top fragging for his team right now. Maybe alongside Solo and Ricky. Nedic's gonna walk straight to his doom. One thing from Rooster I've noticed so far, which I'm not a big fan of, but then again, I'm like, they do win matches, they do win rounds and halves based on this basically FU style of Counter-Strike, in your face. We don't care, we're gonna peek and re-peek and wide swing and do what we want because we can, and we're doing it for the lulls or whatever, and you're gonna win a few rounds like that. But when you're trying to be gunning for the top 2, top 3 spot in Australian Counter-Strike, you're gonna be facing off against teams of a much higher caliber. And yes, I agree, Mirage was a very close affair, but if it comes down to it, let's say they face against Renegades, for example. Let's say they face against Avant, for example. You go for this repeaks, you're going to get punished time and time again. In fact, why even go for that hypothesis? It's happening right now, right? Out of the past 5 rounds, order of 1, many of them have come off the fact that Danny G sticking around in that weird position towards a pillar where he's been there almost every single round. Chelios repeaking time and time again, and it's not working out. So stop doing it.
Oh. They've gifted a few over. It's going to be Ricky to start things off, but a very quick trade and a change of pace. I like this. I think Jara's going to go alone, but that flashbang is so perfect. In fact, it seemed like there was a missed shot as well, coming out of Chelios, or maybe just legged Jara on the other side. Bit of an awkward position for them to be in now. But the problem is he's gained control of the B site, but to a lesser extent. He's still pushing, the bomb's still lurking, but his 2 teammates seemingly just waiting maybe for some sort of flank. But I feel like they're more likely to lose this round just based off Gyra going down and the bomb being caught. 5
bullets in the AK-47 of Gyra. He can't even reload. The moment he does, it's going to be dead giveaway. Danny's going to find 2 catching players on the lurk, and now Gyra, like you said, 5 HP, 5 bullets. Sorry, 8 HP, and now it's going to come down to Alistair to make something work. The nade is good. Chelios alive with 3 HP, but he has everything to do all on his own because Gyra's stuck in the corner, and Alistair has to make something work here. And Gyra, 5 bullets, and he survives! How does he escape that? Now Danny coming in to take him down. It will work out, Alistair. He knows Danny's there, crouched down beneath. 30 seconds, he's picked up the bomb, and he's going to leg it for the A-bomb side. And they can, of course, hear all of this, but they're still going to stick around. I guess they were expecting some sort of next-level bamboozle. Maybe thought that Alistair had somehow managed to fake his steps out, but instead, he is going to get onto the site. Danny G, he's running in. He's just going for this. His teammate is not that close behind. I think he realized at the last second that maybe he shouldn't be facing this, but instead, he might just be about to give Alistair that 1v1, which he so desperately desires. Now, bear in mind, Chelios is incredibly low on HP, so he's probably just going to take a bullet. In fact, it's a headshot anyway. Alistair, he's going to clutch it out. That is a mistake from Rooster, but what a clutch coming up from the AWPer. And it seems like he's got everything within his arsenal that gifts them that 8th round. That was just a kick in the nuts, if you ask me, for Rooster, considering this is a pretty good hold. And Danny G, man, this guy's so aware. He finds Valiant, and he's like, wait, hold on a sec. Why are they pushing in? Someone might be coming in with the flank. Finds it still low as well. 3rd kill. And then, yeah, I agree with you. A little bit of a mistake there. But I feel like even then, right, like Danny G, he reached there and he's like, oh crap, teammate's not nearby and it's very low as well. I need to stay alive. He did a very good job just dancing around. And now the trademark aggression from the CTs. They find one, but not before they lose ASAP. It's a shoddy buy, to say the least, when you have a full set of FAMAS. Not going to be the happiest of bunch, but look at this. They're going to try and make a little bit more of an aggressive play. Gyra having a almost complete resurgence, 14 frags. Double what he got in the last map, and with half the amount of rounds. Well, he has been one of the difference makers here. Obviously calling a lot of these rotations, and they've been very good at catching their opponents off guard. This time, though, there's 2 players ready and waiting. Danny, a slightly more passive position this time for him. Although it's still a
a relatively aggressive spot. Like, this is a position where you expect players from Order to pretty much pre-fire it. Like, it's a headshot angle. It's one that normally works out. And, well, there you go. And the second one even going to come up as well for Gyro. I don't like those positions, I'll be honest. They're the two most obvious places you can sit on the site. And while with 2 players now left facing off against the 4, we've seen mistakes made at times. And Alistair caught out when the smoke fades. That could be a bit of an opening for them. Gyro, though, again, is going to step up and, hey, the same headshot angle as before. All too easy for Ricky. He literally killed 2 people in exactly the same spot.
And more importantly, look at that. Look at the number of rounds they strung in a row, Tom. 7 in a row. It was 6-2 for Rooster. 6-2. And something just seemed to snap for Order. They're like, they just seem to have had enough. And also, again, helped out by the fact that some of these peaks coming out from Rooster, I mean, we have some praises about these players individually, but I'm not a big fan of how some of these fights were taken, right? Aggression is nice. Tempered aggression is also great, but aggression every single round, you're going to get counted at one point, and they did, and they still continue to do the same. And then later on, if you look at some of these peaks taking place, like Chelios gets a pick with the op, drop down, reposition. These are fundamentals. I mean, your opponent's 100% going to be looking your direction, and it just kind of feels like not a failure on the side of the individual skill level, but more about the decision making. And I guess it's very telling, right? You're a young team, like we keep talking about on the desk. They're a very cocky team as well, like very in your face. And that has its downside. And that's something that Order have been able to exploit in the last 7 rounds.
Oh, Alistair. This is something they do quite commonly. A retake setup with this man as the lone defender. 2 incendiaries. Now, normally you'd expect the kit, but instead they've gone heavy on the fire. Going to be setting this up. They could just use it to deny the plant. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe it's not a retake. It's just a denial. Oh. It hasn't quite landed in a place where they can stop the plant. It's a little bit too far forward, but it definitely does make things awkward. Alistair as well is actually going to find one over the top of the smoke. Now they attempt to go for that plant, but the incendiary has already been thrown elsewhere. I guess it stops them from falling back. That seems like the plan. Hold them into the site. Don't allow them to rotate around. It hasn't quite worked, but it does allow them some freebie kills because they can't go anywhere. The corner, it's not going to be checked properly, though. ASAP, it's going to clear out 2, but that might not be enough. It's left on to Danny G. Ironically, the most passive man in this round at the moment, and he's not going to be able to do anything. They don't need a kit. They've got plenty of time. That was a sick pistol round coming out of Order.
I feel like I like the idea you kind of like touched upon there, that it's kind of like to prevent the T's from falling back straight away, but you probably use a Molotov in that case. If that's what they have in mind, you're probably going to use that before the okay, that's ridiculous, Alice. That's just get out of there.
I thought he was on the boost spot, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Oh, that was sick. But yeah, I mean, you're probably going to use that Molotov after you hear the bomb getting planted, right? They use it really early, but anyway, no harm, no foul. It is going to be 10 to 6. I guess it's because they had 2. True, maybe.
So maybe the first one's to slow them down so the rest of the players can rotate, and then the second one's to stop them falling back.
Could be. And I guess they were also expecting them to get the bomb down while the smoke was still deployed. Right? So, like, you know, the bomb just gets planted, but then the flames are keeping them at bay, and one pop flash, and you catch them out of position, maybe. Anyway, it's 10 to 6. Order, they win the pistol round.
Won the pistol?
I'm thinking Rooster. 4 AK-47s, they have to have won the pistol, Tom. And look at the utility they have as well.
Sorry, you're wrong.
I feel just so disgusted with this.
Yep, it's dirty. It is their plan, as said. Like, this is something they planned for. The 2 players that like to save, and well, it does mean that they seem to lose a fair few pistol rounds, but I guess it doesn't matter. This could give them a springboard back into this one, as Order are in a bit of an awkward spot themselves. Ustillo, there is no way he gets more than 1 kill here. If he even gets 1, I think that they've made a mistake, and oh, there you go. That's why. That wood is closer to paper than anything else, and unfortunately, not the best at stopping bullets.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Ricky. Yeah, that smoke should be it. This is where they fall back. You hate to see it. I mean, of course, like I said earlier, don't hate the game. Sorry, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the game, hate the players.
I love it though. It's kind of like, and bear in mind that did come down to, it was a very close round. They could have won that pistol, but even if they lost it, it's kind of like a contingency plan. They're like, it's all right, guys. We'll still have better weapons despite losing the round. And that is indeed the case here. 10-7, Rooster. They have won a round after 8 whole rounds. There were 8 rounds in a row for Order.
Yeah, and it's a shame that really the reason they get back into that one is because of a really cheesy strategy. Oh, God. Oh, we are going to see some weaponry juggled. They're going to give it another go. The thing is, this could actually make Order end up in a much worse position because they're about to try the same thing twice. And we've spoken about this many times that that's not really the best of plans. Already similar results to the first as ADC alongside Danny G almost put this round to bed. There's only one man standing in their way. Actually, Ustilla has found a kill elsewhere. The only one on the A site is going to be Valiance, and I wouldn't like to be in his spot right now.
Unless he makes that work, he's stuck behind. If he got the second kill on Netic, that would have been massive, but he's done what he could, especially if that range AK was going to be coming out on top 8 times out of 10. Now, Ricky's sneaking in from behind. Still his position here. We know what he can do, Dom. He's going to find the first. It's Netic drop down. He knows there's a player nearby as well. The smoke's a dead giveaway. He's going to hold the line, and he's not going to make his escape. Not expecting 2 players up close. Ricky now coming in from behind. The bomb will be planted, but I think ASAP, he has an inkling. Ricky's going to be sneaking up from behind, but Ricky's going to win the duel nonetheless. Now it's a 1v1. Bomb, will it get planted, or will Danny head straight for the B bomb side? He's going to get the bomb down, but it's a 1v1. Flash going to pop. Danny taking the fight with Ricky. What a shot. What a clutch.
That was sick.
That's sick. Oh.
He is very quickly becoming the MVP of this match. And in fact, I don't even think it's arguable at this point. Like, the first map, okay, I would put it as like a 50-50 between him and Ustilla. Like, they both had high impact plays. They both had rounds that basically brought the map home. So far in this map, sure, you're seeing Gerard like up there with the frags as well. But when it comes to impact plays, that's now a 1v2, a 1v1, multiple entries that have been brought in by Ricky. He is having a fantastic match. And this is what we want to see from him. Like, he's someone who spoke when he had the sort of issues in complexity about how he wasn't being utilized properly. Well, it seems like Order are just letting him run free as he is dominating the Roosters at the moment.
Danny lying in wait. But if he peeks around the corner, Valiance, he's going to be ready for him. He's going to be ready. And even if he got taken down, the trade was going to be immediate. There was another player nearby. Still a cheeky angle. This is looking a little grim for Rooster, if you ask me. The op on Chelios. That's a dead giveaway to his position, and I don't see Order continuing to face his A ramp area. But this is kind of a chokehold here. Not able to find any inroads into either of the 2 sites.
In the same spot. Same little off angle. It works for Gerardo. And now left onto IDK. 1 versus 4. 40 seconds. It's not looking good. And, well, the timing couldn't be worse. Alistair is going to peek out. Maybe an AK to be retrieved. In fact, instead, he gets a free AWP upgrade, which is even better. And after what has been round after round, force after force, Rooster don't really have a choice but to take the hit here. And actually, is Chelios or Evlar? Or did he buy a Deagle for Danny G? I think he bought a Deagle for Danny G.
Yeah, it's a Deagle.
But why? Is he gonna? I guess he's gonna buy a Scout next round.
I don't know. Don't ask me those questions, Tom. We'll just talk about the game. Oh, wait, what?
Alright.
How does he win that duel? Like, I was looking for the M4. Didn't Ricky have head armor?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. a bit of an awkward battle and for Gerard, just trying to buy time. That's all he really needs to do as the B site defender. That's probably why this is the man they've got on this site. Just try to hold them back, slow them down, allow for the rotations. Looking like the bomb might double back, but I think they've gathered so much ground. They're actually going to opt to try and force the issue here. Ustillo alongside Gerard should have this one locked down, although it's another Glock kill. The Deagle that was dropped seemingly achieving nothing. Ustillo on just 1 HP. They might actually have to give this one up. Oh, Valiant comes in just in time to deny the plant.
That was a very expensive round, though. But for Rooster, at least they got the bomb down. They would have been much more happier with that.
Yeah. Yeah, the kills are kind of... They're not meaningless because the money isn't great for Order. But the bomb would have secured them, if not extra money for this round, which they do still need. If you look, for example, at Chelios, he doesn't even have head armor here. And also extra utility. So that is still a worry. And for someone who, like, we want to be seeing getting an AWP, to not even have enough for armor is a bit of an issue.
Oh, nice opening there, but the trades are thick and fast. EV3 80k down to 31 HP. He's got the SG. Mind you, and Alice is doing a great job staying alive. The Molotov's a giveaway, though, and it's just rattling off shots. It's like, it's fine. Come for me. Come at me. I got Ricky as well. And ASAP, amongst all this confusion, sneaking his way towards his B bomb site, which has been left by Gyra. He's heading straight back towards B. Sorry, towards A, rather. And this is confusing now. Where do you go up to CT? ASAP looking the wrong way, though. That timing is unfortunate. And now the bomb, it was almost over towards B. They know where one player is. Alistair just rattling off shots. The defense is split. And now they got to make up their minds with 50 seconds remaining on the clock. Where do they go? And the A bomb site seems like it's the answer.
Yeah, the read, though, from the CT side is spot on. They're going to be hiding on this headshot angle. Might even line up. No! There's a two-game! No! Not like this! Oh, I thought that he shot so fast for a second I didn't even see it.
Yes,
I was like, nah, well, wait, what?
Was that like a no-scope, which was so fast the game didn't capture it? Replay. Or maybe
that's unfortunate. That is pure timing, you can tell.
Oh, no.
Oh, it like clipped him. It was like he was moving a bit, so the bullet went left. That's so unlucky.
That's a nice shot from ASAP, though, and he just had enough. Danny G and ASAP teaming up with the Deagles to retrieve the guns as well. That's going to leave Alistair all by his lonesome on his A bomb site, but he's going to do the smart thing, not continue to face, hold a safe angle. But with that, Rooster, they're going to go for the 900 IQ play, heading straight back towards B bomb site, where Gyra is lying in wait from above.
Yeah, the worry here as well, if you're an Order fan, is the money isn't good for their side. Sure, they have a 7-round lead, which probably ease your fear a little bit. But realistically, if they lose this round, they're going to be in quite a bit of financial trouble. Of course, there's still Deags and armor on the majority of players, but everything seems to be going wrong in this round. Unless Gerard can completely save them here. You can see the pressure starting to come in. The Incendiary might isolate the Jules a little bit. He's dropped the bomb, but that will be all. And I think Alistair should probably think about saving here. I appreciate the idea. He's actually going to retrieve a rifle and give this a go. He could drop 2 guns if he saves his orb. And the nade over the top will do a little bit, but yeah, I would have liked to just see him save. He could have really bailed out the team here. Instead, even if he does, it's not going to be great.
Yeah, this is the call for the eco here, and for Rooster, there was ever a time for them to wake up. Oh, what a shot! Ricky just did a somersault with that, and these Deagles, man, individually, you can't knock these players. They are so very sharp. It's just some of the decision-making that's a little suspect. And I guess it comes with the lack of experience they have at like a high level of Counter-Strike, especially when it comes down to these must-win games. Again, for those of you tuning in, we are it's a lower bracket elimination matchup. Rooster versus Order. Loser goes home. It's unfortunate, but that's the way the bracket system is. Deagle's out on a couple of the players, USPs for most of them, and it's got to be an A hit, and they should be around in the back for Rooster. I'd actually like to see or to just go for like a middle of the round stack, like, you know, with 50 seconds in. Just stack A or B, doesn't really matter. Just try and hedge your bets on, just gamble it on just stacking one bomb site where you might have the, might be able to catch them off guard, might potentially win the round.
Definitely a boost. Is it? Oh, they were trying to boost over the wall on the A site. It seems like after seeing nothing for a while, they're going to do exactly what you said. They're rotating every single player into B.
I like that.
This is just going to be on timing. They've got the call right, but if they can get here before the majority of their opponents, Ricky's now spotted the information. 1 kill already goes their way, and while this is a very good round in the end for the side of Rooster, they are cleaning things up nicely. It's on to Alistair, and he won't do anything. So 14-9, sure, the call was there, but as I said, like a few seconds earlier, that round gets spicy, but unfortunately just a little bit late.
Yeah, I like the idea, but again, Rooster not wasting too much time, not leaving it to like 30 seconds on the clock, making it a little bit quicker, helping them out. If the CTs had got themselves in a pretty comfortable position, I start to like worry a little bit for the side of Rooster. And also, they went for the contact play with the AKs and with the rifles against the 3 USBs and the Deeks, meaning that there was no utility for the CTs to kind of like play around or whatever. Nice flash there, completely blinding Ricky, and it's going to be a fast hit coming in here. Ricky sneaking around through the edge of the smoke. They might not expect this. This could be a genius play, Tom. This is brilliant from Ricky. He's got to find one. He knows there's another player around the corner. Doesn't get the kill, but that's okay. He's dealt the damage. But now, the hit on this B bomb site, sprayed through the smoke from Pistillo. It's not able to find anything as ASAP drops down from the window, trades a back and forth. Gyro coming in from behind. And this is a round that they so desperately need, but ADK on 4 HP. What can he do, Tom?
They're having to just try and hope that the flank doesn't come in fast enough. They're both kind of trapped, and I like that from Netic. ADK as well have pulled it out together. I don't think he realized they're both in the same spot, trying to pre-fire the angle. Oh, what? Not a bullet hit. Not one bullet hit. Oh, no.
That's bullshit. He was at 4 HP for half a minute, and not a single bullet hit him. He's got some hell of a guardian angel, ADK. That's just insane. Oh my god. How?
You can even see like the muzzle flare go off in his face. Like I don't understand. I'll see you later, Ricky.
Good night. Well, a little late in the map, but a resurgence from Rooster, and I'm getting some Mirage vibes here, Tom. It's not been as back and forth as Mirage, but it's been kind of like a streak of rounds. And so far, Order were the ones who were on top. They were streaking so many rounds together, but it looks like Rooster are going to string a few of their own. 11-14. This ain't that bad. It's very doable from this point onwards.
Yeah, especially on the T side of the map. I think once you get the momentum going and some of your individual players start performing a little bit better than we'd seen, this is a workable position to come back from. Now, we are going to see a tactical pause taken by Order, so there's something that they haven't really had to use too much throughout this map so far, but something that I think is definitely necessary now. Much better performance from them across the board, though. In fact, Gerard as well, I mentioned him in the last map. He is now more than tripled the amount of kills he got in the last, so he is having a much better performance.
Yeah, and it's good to see like the fact that I was able to bounce back so spectacularly. Also, highest ADR in the server as well. Mr. Gyra, and Mirage is a distant memory at this point. 65% headshot rate for Gyra as well. Sorry, 63%. Quite impressive considering how many kills he has to his name. Here we go. These early B takes from Rooster have been netting them some early kills, but this time he's ready. Ricky with the nade takes down ASAP to 52 points of ult, and Danny as well, same HP. Both of them taking a bit of early damage from the utility.
And they've still got more to be thrown. You can see Alistair just lining up a Molotov. It seems like they know he's here. It's actually going to catch a few of them and force them back. Danny G, though, she catches what seemed to be a bit of a cheekier peek out from Valiance. Luckily, there is a very fast trade onto him, and he seems to be the playmaker for the squad. Like, if he disappears, a lot of the time the openers suffer a little bit more. He sometimes almost seems to be the sacrificial lamb for this side, just to try and make some extra space. Alistair, too quick for anything to be done by Chelios. He's definitely been the better of the two in this map. I don't think there's any argument there. 3 versus 4. Obviously not going to be the death of their economy if they lose this round, Roosters, but will be map, series, and elimination point.
Still up, aggressing out, doesn't work out. The timing goes the way of Netic, and ASAP, the patience of a god, but Ricky, he's even more patient. He's going to get the kill, and now he realizes, well, there's no one nearby. 27 seconds. They have to go towards A. They can't walk towards B right now. They have to make a run for it. And if they do that, it's going to be a lot of sound. So they have to commit to this A bomb set. And Jara is ready and waiting. His teammate Alistair doesn't need to face. You rattle off a couple of shots. They're going to be crossing on in. And Alistair, he doesn't miss those. And they still don't know. Aidge has no idea where Jara is. And he's going to get assassinated from behind, gangland style. At the base of the skull. 15-11 Order are on map and match point. And they're 1 round away from knocking out Rooster from POL 2020.
Don't remember that in the dance.
What?
Gangnam style.
I said gangland. Jesus.
I know what you said. I'm just saying what it sounds like.
Even Jim probably hates you for that. Oh, God. All right.
Ooh, all the counter flashes have actually left Valiance completely blind as he goes to peek. ASAP as well wins a duel versus Ricky, but with just 1 HP. Now, sitting behind the sandbags and throwing out grenades is a very, very risky thing to do.
Please stick around. Oh.
Wait, he got a kill.
What?
He peeked out and managed to get a kill while fading away. That is dirty. Like, Danny's going to feel really hard done by there. They managed to equalize things back into a 4 versus 4. Of course, this is for the map. If Order can manage to take this, they've had a rocky road, that's for sure, especially throughout the day, losing the series earlier in the upper bracket, having to come back later in the day to try and fight this one through. Ustillo looking to try and end it here, but instead he falls. Gerard's been fantastic, but he goes down as well, leaving it down to just 2. Now Valiant's the survivor of the flames. He didn't become fried chicken this time, and he survives to get revenge as it's left all onto ADK. He had a great first map. He's been surviving in this one. 2 players left to find. He gets one from behind in the second as well. He keeps them in it just about as the double spray down comes in, and they'll reach their 12.
Oh, man. Just, I feel like there's a little bit of a mistake as well from Order, but obviously it's been very hard to communicate that because the player was... I think was it Valiance was watching that angle, and Alistair just went out wide, meaning that Alistair, his back was turned. There was no way he was going to get traded immediately. Oh, man. Oh, there we go. So he sees Alistair first. Valiance should have been a little bit more to the left, but obviously, I guess a little bit of miscomms or whatnot, but he was very low anyway. 15-12, Tom. Are we going to see overtime here?
Well, we should at least be seeing 13. This is a round where there's basically nothing for the side of Order. A few extra pistols. Now, we've seen them make rounds like this work. I pray for the mental state of the Roosters that this one doesn't. ASAP. Well, this is what we like to see. Padding those stats a little bit. As I said, there's not really been too much of an underperformer on either side. It's not like we're going to be harping on anyone at the end of this map, but he's made this one relatively easy for them. And I think that's always important, because even these rounds, if you lose too many players, can definitely shake you going forward.
Can indeed, and right now, Rooster, they can smell it. They're like, all right, guys, we can bring this one back. Just need a couple more rounds. Literally 2 more rounds. And the side of Order, yeah, they should have money. Ricky can buy an op for himself, or even drop it for Alistair if needs be. And if I'm Ricky, I'm just dropping it for Alistair. You can trust that guy with the big green. Can you imagine like the pressure on these Rooster players, right? Like this, the only big event where they've had a very deep run was ANZ, the last season of the ANZ Championships, where they managed to beat Order and they reached the finals, where they got taken down by Renegades, where I do believe they even took a map of Renegades, if I'm not mistaken, there, and that was like the most high pressure game they've played so far. And now elimination in an RMR event, this is it. Like, welcome to the big leagues, boys. This is where it separates the amateurs from the professionals, from the boys from the men. And this is a time where you're supposed to dig in deep and just claw it back. They've done it on Mirage. Can they do it here is a question. But no, the quick boost works out for Valiant. He's going to get the kill on ASAP. And ASAP's been a danger man so far. Nedic so low on health. Alice is going to strike. And this could be it, Tom. This could be the end for Rooster.
Yeah, do they have one final cluck to keep them going in this match?
Damn you.
Alistair holding the angle. ADK has managed to gain some decent ground. Oh, no! Gerard's just caught him with the timing. Netic with only 20 HP. He'll get the first. It needs to be a miracle play. You need to have 9 lives to survive in this sort of situation. And unfortunately, there's 4 men on the other side. It will be order restored as they do manage to take themselves the series. After losing earlier to Chiefs, they bounce back. But damn, was it close.
It was close, and I feel I did say this in the beginning at the outset itself. I was going to be heartbroken for if either of these two